Hello, it's day 35, and I want to talk about the bad pattern. Okay, diet buddy, so I have been doing this long enough now, 35 days in fact, that I am starting to see quite a few patterns pop up in my eating and exercise habits. And I want to talk about a bad pattern that I have noticed. I always knew that weekends were hard for me, but I never really understood why until today. It's like I had a revelation from the gods just beam down today, and I realized that the weekend is so hard for me because there is zero structure in my weekends. I'm gonna go with most people overeat on the weekends. And I'm also going to go with, I think most people overeat because the idea is that you're not allowed to during the week. So you have to indulge on the days you're allowed to. Even if you don't really want to, the opportunity is not going to present itself for another 5 or 6 days. So do it now while you have the chance. But for me, it's not really like that. For me, the weekend is just another type of work. I work a 9 to 5 desk job during the week, but on the weekends, I work outdoors. I work on my garden, and I do a lot of yard work. I mowed 3 acres today, you guys. Have you ever mowed 3 acres? Boy, that is a lot of time, and that is a lot of steps. And according to Chronometer, it's a lot of calories, too. However, I still overate today. During the week, my only real challenge is with the candy shelf. Every other part of my day is pretty well regimented, and I don't have too much trouble regulating my intake as long as I'm paying attention to it and logging what I eat in the calorie counter. But on the weekends, it's much easier for me to ignore the calorie counter. Or I guess ignore is the wrong word. It's easier to forget about it. I get going during the day and I just don't stop to look at my phone until the evening. And by then, I've worked so hard on my property that I'm just eating whatever I can see. Also, I am very lucky that I can walk to my property from my parents' house, but that also means that I need to pack a lunch. And guess who's bad at packing a lunch? You guys know this by now. If you've been following these videos, you know that lunch is the bane of my existence. So on the weekends, I can see that bad pattern exacerbated 10 times over. I'll eat a fairly good breakfast, totally forget my lunch, burn a lot of calories so I get really hungry, and then I come home and eat a ton. However, these past couple weeks where I've been working very hard during the day, I have noticed that my desire to binge has gone down a lot. In the evenings, I haven't been binging. I almost think that it's kind of funny, like during the week I feel like Chronometer works the best, just tracking my calories, and on the weekend it's almost like intuitive eating works better because I just have a lot more flexibility going on. I knew that the Franken diet was going to evolve as it went, but I didn't know that it was going to become so small so quickly. It really has boiled down to 3 major steps. Number 1, log everything in Chronometer. Number 2, if I'm hungry, just eat. Don't make a big deal out of it. If I'm actually feeling hunger, just go ahead and eat. And 3, treat myself like a normal human being. Treat myself kindly. Start doing things that I said I was going to do when I became skinny. And this past week, that worked really well for me. But on the weekends, I forget about my diet. I just forget about it completely. I was so busy yesterday. I was so busy today, working out in the sunshine. Like, look, I'm sun-kissed. But my point is, I'm not at a point with myself where I can afford to forget my diet. When I forget my diet, I overeat because I'm not in a good pattern yet. I don't have good habits yet. So I really have to find a way to remind myself on the weekends that things are still progressing. Even if it doesn't feel that way, I still need to watch myself a little more carefully. So what do you think? What are your weekend habits? Do you find that you do things very differently on the weekends? Do you find that your diet like completely changes? Let me know. Because again, I'm not actually sure if this is just true for me or if everybody experiences this.